this is who, and I am back with a stupid discuss video. Well, it's not really stupid, but I don't know. It's something that is controversial, I guess, in the art world. But for some reason, not until recently, art block has been so relevant in people's lives all of a sudden. Well, this is a video about art block, I guess, and a sort of a response to Baylee J's video. Art block doesn't exist. Troll trigger warning signs. Troll meme face. So before I get to that, today I'll be drinking something very strong today, sort of. Well, I react like it's strong, but really to many people it's probably actually very weak, and me just reacting to different alcohol differently. So it's Vanderbilt Apple Ale, and it's like my favorite one. So because of its consistency. So if you guys ever want to try some ale, get some Vanderbilt. It's kind of expensive, but like it's good. All right, so I honestly look at how can everyone react to this topic that's been around for a long time, and all of a sudden everyone has an opinion about it. All of a sudden, because lately I'm seeing all these videos about art block, and all of a sudden everyone has an opinion, and that's bothersome a little bit, but that's okay. Oh yeah, you guys like my new hair? Anyway, so my opinion on art block, I guess. I'm very neutral about it, and I kind of talked about it on Facebook. If you're Facebook friends with me, I talked about it, so you probably have an idea what I'm going to say. And at the same time, I also commented on the video, similarly to what I had on Facebook, but of course on my Facebook, I had a nice little discussion. And I love all these responses from different sides. And I think it's very important that these opinions matter. Okay? Now, art block, I guess, for many artists, I guess we all could agree with, is subjective. Why? Because everyone has a different thing of what art block is. And it's okay. That's what's important. Everyone has a different opinion. And everyone should respect each other's opinions without feeling entitled or, saying your opinion is wrong, my opinion is right. Well, that's still it's kind of similar. And I think what many people forget is that sometimes in your life, if you like something that you really love and you're passionate about it, then you will do it. And sometimes your passion could be stressful because you just want to be a perfectionist. And, sometimes being a perfectionist might be mentally straining, and not everyone wants to experience that. With me, art block, I have not really experienced an actual art block because I normally draw all the time. Okay? Whether it's working on a page, even just for a little bit, or sketching in my sketchbooks, it's always all the time. There are some times when I just take little breaks because I feel like there would be some instance I guess you almost had an art block, but I don't really call it that because I feel like art block is really just when you're in the creative process and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, what now? What next? But with me, I'm always thinking about things, thinking about ideas or maybe concepts, but like there are some days I just don't do it because maybe something in my life that's preventing me from doing it, but I'm not experiencing art block, okay? Now, I'm going to get onto the side on the people that say they don't experience it or don't think it's real. Now, a lot of these people, I think the younger people need to understand, That these are people who are dedicated with their work, and they're gonna have an opinion like that because that's their job. And that's what they like to do. But sometimes, with any field, you say that because you like it, but really, you're just probably say that because let's say you work for a company, all right, and your company demands you to have a certain representation of the company, and if you don't, don't fulfill their wishes, then you will get fired, okay? And that's the thing with being professional. You have to be professional. You have to have a certain standard for yourself and whoever you work with, so that over time, so like with these artists who are professionals, they have to have a certain standard. And so this certain standard is up here, and so they have all these goals, and they have to do it because that's their job. And it sucks, but that's life, okay? That's for any job. You have to have a certain standard, and that's just the reality of it. It's for any job, really. I may not like my job right now, but I have to do it. It pays part of the bills, after all. And I have to do what they say, just because. No, it's not pornography! So their opinion that it doesn't exist is valid, okay? Because to a professional, that's not a good excuse of why you can't do it. And at the same time, art block doesn't exist to them. Well, they believe that it's because they're professionals, and it should not really be a thing when you're a professional artist. You have to be creating stuff all the time, not like a machine, but creativity is part of your life, But at the same time, if you look at the people that are probably more like hobbyists, what I see in the comments, I think a lot of them were hobbyists, and they have this opinion that art block to them is real because such and such and such and such. Like, there'll be times they have no vision or anything, all these things. And they, I guess, seem like they're, connecting with art block with depression or their mental illness. I mean, if you really do feel like that, then you feel like that, but I don't think that should be a term you should connect with art's block, with your mental illness, I guess. But they all have valid points. Okay? And, I feel like art block is real. Okay? But the majority of us do not have art block. Okay? Here's why. I believe. If you create things, alright, and you share it to the world, whatever you think you feel like should be shared, and you do it daily or weekly or whatever, then you're an artist, okay? And if you're always thinking about things to create or do, then again, you're not really having an art block. You have to be really, really dead, alright? So dead that you're having an art block, but there are ways to overcome it, okay? Or not get to that point. And the best thing I could say is just try to draw every day, if not every other day. Even if it's just yourself, like a derpy sketch of yourself or some shit, I don't know. Or whatever. And also, if you do feel like shit, then try doing things that you like, whether you're a hobbyist or professional, just do something that you like. Just maybe take a break, I guess, and then do something that you like. But then don't neglect your passion, So you have another hobby. Let's say you volunteer. And you just want to take a break from, doing something like art. Then go volunteer. Or hang out with friends, or listen to music, or play a video game, And this is for this message is really geared towards the younger artists that feel like they have art block, but they really are not experiencing it. It's really important to not feel so funky all the time, okay? I know that, but I don't know, maybe it's the alcohol talking now. It's really strong, trust me, it is. But just, you know, don't get to a point when if you really like art, alright, like hardcore, then you should have the time to, do stuff with it. Like I said earlier, just sketch a little bit each day or every other day, whatever you have like actual free time, okay? I understand, like, some people are in school or whatever, some people have full-time jobs, blah blah blah, but if you really like your hobby or you want that to be a career, you gotta like push yourself to do it. And I think that's what some of the professionals are trying to say, but they put it in a way that sounds condescending, and that's what I think I have the problem with. Being condescending towards your viewers. Because, a lot of these people on YouTube community are young, okay? They probably don't understand tough love or, like, harsh words. Maybe because, I don't know if they're because they're spoiled or what, but, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many people online, I guess, in that community that when it comes to, like, harsh words, it feels like they're getting yelled at. Maybe because they have never experienced, getting yelled at before. Or they're just spoiled. I don't know. This is me, but generally speaking, I feel like there are ways to overcome it. If you feel like you're going to have an art block, you just gotta really, push it, I guess. Now, I know that people have mental illness and it's hard to do it, but, again, like I said, if you really feel like you're about to feel the art block, then like I said, just do things that you also like, not just drawing, okay? Art is not the epiphany of your life, okay? There's other things you may have other interests in, and probably in the future, you may not even want to be an artist. You may actually want to be something else. So that's why it's good to have different interests, So I think when she made that comment at the end, even though it was like, ugh, like, bitch, I think she was trying to say, maybe she's trying to tell people, if you want to be professional, this is how art is. There are some obstacles and shit, but like, it's like for every job, really, or any professional. So, I don't know. So, like, let me go on Facebook. Alright, so this particular comment I really like, is from someone, I guess, who had a pretty similar opinion as me. That is on Facebook. And I'm gonna read their comment, and I feel like it's important. Their opinion about art block is, I guess, is similar to a mix of what I believe and what the professionals believe, alright? Nothing is actually blocking you from continuing to work. If you don't want to draw, then don't. Wait, but inspiration and motivation will never pop up, stick around every time you need to get down to business. That was one of the lessons I had to learn on my own, was going through a huge block. But I did stop blaming that as being the reason I wasn't making any art. When I was really depressed, in high school and most of college, I didn't art. The longest I've gone without arting was a year, and I felt ashamed of myself, but I didn't blame art block. I was honest and blamed myself. Art block could be real for other people, but it's the same for everyone. If you don't really want art, then you, yourself, just don't. I felt very uncreative for a while, but I know inspiration is going to take up permanent residence in my head, so I have a folder stocked to the brim with anything I found interesting and cool. You can have days where you just don't know what to draw, but they pass if you try hard enough. The cool designs in video games were thought up on the first try now, so you won't draw something creative or cool on the very first try, and that's okay. It's not a block problem because you can still put pen to paper. It's an expectation and motivation problem, and that all starts from your noggin. But all art needs you to do is start. Nothing can block you from starting. Now, that's the thing with a lot of younger, inspiring, I even hate that term. Artists, I'm gonna just call y'all artists. Artists need to hear, like, if nothing isn't stopping you, well, if there's something that's trying to stop you, overcome it somehow with something else. Like I said earlier, do something. If you have another interest, do it, and then probably eventually it'll come back. Okay, this art block you're experiencing. Don't let that win. Your struggles beat you, okay? Don't let your struggles, your problems beat you down. In order to feel strong, you have to overcome it, I guess. And if you feel like you're going to have a block for some reason, then, like I said, try to find ways to overcome it, okay? It's really important because if you really want to do this as a career, then these kind of habits should be ingrained to your brain anyway. Otherwise, when you do become a professional, you proclaim to be a professional, and if you do bad habits young, and it kind of, gets into your professional grown-up life, then it's going to be bad. So with anybody with depression or anything, I'm not blaming you or anything like that. I hope that's not what I'm trying to say, but just don't let the negativity get you down or beat you down. Trying to beat it somehow. And I feel like a lot of these people are young. Either they actually do have a mental disorder, or they self-diagnose themselves. And I think that's what I feel like many people online do. They self-diagnose themselves, and they may not actually have that mental illness because they didn't actually get professional help. Now, I'm not shaming anybody that actually do have it, but it's a thing. There's videos about it online, so just look it up. But anyway, back on track. Like I said, there's not many of us experience a real art block, and if it is an art block, it's usually temporary. Forgot to mention that earlier. It's usually temporary, and it doesn't last a long time either, because you eventually will get out of it. All right. If I sound a little harsh, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. I'm very neutral, like I said, about art block or whatever, if it's existed, and if it's really a thing or not. But to me, it is. But I don't feel like many people do have it or have ever experienced it. It might just be something else, like life got you to a point that you maybe have a block, but like it's probably not really an art block. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you guys think about the art block thing. Do you think is actually real? Are these professional artists with these very, very high-end views on art block are like bullshitting everybody? Or for the people who do art almost as a living, or maybe they're on that road, who are in the actual art field. Maybe if you're a teacher, I know someone who's a teacher. I won't say their name. They're an art teacher. I'm not gonna say their name. You know who you are. Give your opinion. If you do think it's not real, then why? Because, like I said, I feel like in the professional art world, art block is not a real thing because that's their job, and that's what they have to believe. But if you're just a regular person who just draws for like fun or a hobbyist, then you may think you have art block, but you probably don't. But anyway, again, leave your comments below and tell me what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I almost finished with my alcohol, so I'm a little out of it. So I'll see you guys later. Bye. Alright, so this is my list right here for book today. Not much, but I think I'll be spending more there than here. I'm gonna go get some food afterwards, because, yeah, it's important. I'm gonna leave with a